Hey, what is going on, guys? So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to take off a Miata steering wheel. This goes for all NA Miatas, 1989 through 97, and then I'm also going to be replacing the wheel, which is just the same process backwards. And I got this wheel, which I'll show you here in a sec. This is the one I got. It's like polished center with like a wood grain outside. Now I know people don't always love NRG, but I feel like the hard wood ones are fine. I think it's like the ones that are like Alcantara or whatever that are a little bit cheaper. But I mean, ideally you want to get something a little bit better, like a Momo or a Nardi. But I went with the cheaper option, and also like I've had this stock steering wheel for pretty much like the 4 years that I've owned the car, and I've had this wheel for like almost I think I'm coming up on like a year now, and I just haven't bothered putting it on. And I was waiting for like a quick release, but I just never got one, and now I got an eBay one. So I guess I'll have a link in the description of what hub I have, but let's get to it. So in order to do this job, you're just gonna need 110 and a 21 millimeter. This is the big guy, and then I also just have like a deeper 10 just to make things easier. And then I also went ahead, just to make my life even easier, I took off all like the pieces around here. But you're gonna have to start, I guess the airbag piece comes off first. So there's a hole back here, back down under here, and then on this side it's the same orientation. There's a bolt here and a bolt here, and it's gonna be kind of hard to film, so I'm just gonna rip those off. All right, so we got our bolts off here, and then there's a total of 4 of them, like I was saying. And then now this thing, just kind of yank on it, will come off, and hopefully my airbag. So normally you kind of want to disconnect your battery, but my airbag was sort of already disconnected, which was kind of nice to drive around with. But you get that cable undone here. All right, this is taking me a lot longer to figure out, so I'm gonna figure this shit out, and then yeah. So it kind of looks like the previous owner definitely disconnected the airbag from the power, so I think it was only looped in from here, which is, I think, the power for the horn. I think the horn just taps in to the harness. I think that's how it works, but either way, we got the airbag out. So the next thing is gonna be just breaking this bolt in the middle, and then we can put our new steering wheel on. Before I go ahead and start taking this bolt off, I'm gonna chuck the front wheels so then the steering wheel doesn't move, and then hopefully we can get the new steering wheel on perfectly without moving it around. All right, I'm gonna straighten the wheel first, and then I'm gonna chuck the wheel, and that way our steering wheel doesn't move around when we're messing with it. So this is what I mean. So first, I'm gonna make sure our steering wheel decently straight. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I feel like that's pretty good, I would say. Yeah, kind of hard to tell because all this shit is fucking broken, which is awesome. And literally all my shit's just falling apart here. So I'm just gonna take this off, dude. This thing's broken to hell. I have a new piece for that. Yeah, that is the state of my gauge hood. I would say that's pretty much centered. So yeah, okay. So the steering wheel's straight, and then we can also tell just by looking at the wheels. Yeah, I would say that's... So the wheel's straight, and then I just have 2 blocks of wood here, 2 planks of wood, and we're just gonna stick them on both sides like this. So just this way, this will at least kind of prevent the steering wheel from turning easily. All right. So the next thing is gonna be to break this 21 millimeter, and hopefully it's not too difficult. See if I can get a decent camera angle. It's gonna be an interesting camera angle, but it'll work. Okay. All right. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, so I kind of just held it with my knees here, and then I'm just gonna re-straighten it. And then we're also gonna reuse this bolt that I used, that was originally there, to pop the old wheel off. So you definitely want to save this bolt that came off. All right. Make sure our wheel's straight before we rip this thing off, and I'm pretty happy with it. And it's gonna be, all right, it just came right off. So there's our old wheel. And pretty much that's pretty much all you have to do. Just pull this thing right off, give it a couple yanks. So my dumbass put the hub and the wheel together because I was excited, but I will show you how we're gonna mount the hub once I get that all separated. So also, fair warning, or not really fair warning, but just you don't actually need to take off like the gauge hood and like the little plastic pieces that go around this. I just took them off because mine were already like pretty broken, and I already have like all new pieces down here that I'm gonna be putting on, so I just kind of ripped them off. But you absolutely do not need to take off any of that stuff. You really just need to take the airbag off and that center bolt in the middle. So now I'm gonna show you the hub. So this is the hub. I got it from a friend on Instagram, but you can see this bolt right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Awesome. It's not really liking focusing, but anyway, there's a top notch like right here. It literally says top right here, and then you just want to line that up. There's like an arrow. There's like an arrow right there, and you just line those 2 guys up. And it's pretty straightforward, I guess. Hopefully, that is not lined up. This would be, if I can get it to go on. Should be like a fairly easy fit. Yeah, so I might need to like smack it on a couple times, so we're gonna try that out and see if that works. That actually is good. Like that. I'm gonna try like slate. Nah, it's definitely. This is definitely like the most top dead center I can get. Okay, so now that we got that, now that we got the hub back on, literally just thread our bolt back in there like this. Now we can just make our lives easier and just use our big old fucking attachment socket. And yeah, so that's kind of what the hub looks like from a side perspective. And honestly, before I button all this stuff up, I might actually put all my other plastic pieces on real quick, because I think that'll be easier to do it that way. So I'll be back once I get all the interior trim back on. Yeah, so as y'all can tell, I'm very clearly running out of daylight. But my issue was like I couldn't tighten the bolt here without the whole thing spinning, so I had to resort to getting an impact gun. But yeah, I will have to show you guys. I don't know, it's just me tightening this bolt, so it's not really much to show you guys. So I'll just show you guys the finished product once it's done. You're not really missing anything. So like you're probably gonna need an impact gun in order to actually tighten that, because like the chuck, I mean, maybe if you got something heavier like bricks or something that, you know, actually prevent the wheel from moving. But in my case, like the wood pieces are just not like heavy enough, I guess, to like keep the wheel from spinning. I already have it lined up, it's just that I'm literally physically spinning the whole thing as I'm tightening. So anyway, I'll show you the wheel once it's on. Alright, so yeah, I got this bolt tightened on. I literally gave it 2 or 3 like real baby ugga-duggas. Like I was kind of nervous to tighten it, but I really didn't lug it on very hard. So because it doesn't need to be like a fucking lug nut or anything like that, but definitely you want it to be decently tight. But anyway, I'm gonna get the steering wheel on and then we'll be done. So yeah, apologies for how dark it is, but I did get the wheel on. This is with the wheel straight, pretty much. Let me get out of the car so you guys can see kind of what it looks like. Wish you could see it in the daytime. Maybe I'll get some shots of it tomorrow, but it definitely do be looking pretty cool. And like I got all these new interior pieces situated, so it looks pretty clean, man. From like all angles, I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely matches like all the chrome going on in my interior, which is tough. So anyways, sorry it got dark. Obviously didn't really want it to get dark. It's like October now, so it gets dark so early, but I hope you guys learned something today. I hope my video was helpful, but anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.